big rubber dick. I don't even worry about it. Man.
That's what I mean, man. I'm pretty happy with how my channel's growing right now.
We go live, and the first thing I do is curse.
Well, they didn't see you say it, but they heard you say it.
All I know how to do is curse.
But now they can see you say it if you want. Oh,
Bill curse.
They see you say it. They see you say it. What's up?
I didn't say a word.
We are live in this little friendly show of ours, and Chuck NorCal Sick Boy Allen is with us tonight. For those of you who don't know, Chuck is a fucking advocacy monster, advocacy legend, advocacy hero, and now I'll get off of his nutsack and let Steve say something. Whoa!
Oh, hey, what's up, guys? How you doing, Chuck?
I was gonna say that's his nuts, not an udder. Stop sucking on it, man.
How you doing, Chuck?
What's up, brother? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice meeting you, man. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Well, I actually have something that I got to show you guys. They sent me a Aura with the top airflow for review.
Nice.
Got it.
They sent you one?
Yes, sir.
Motherfuckers made me pay for mine.
Dude, I practically took a knee in front of XJ and I didn't get one.
Yeah. And then I also got the Femto by Yellow Kiss. I got that coming up.
How is that thing?
Hey, man, I'm not going to lie. It's about to replace my biochip, man.
What?
It's that good, man. But it's a different vape because you got to use round wire. You can't be using, like, Claptons and stuff.
Oh, all right.
But it's a very good vape. I was very surprised. Very, very surprised.
Oh, wait. Speaking of showing stuff, hold on.
Well, we could do our. Are you doing your buffet, Steve? Is that what you're doing?
Nah, you guys can go first.
He goes last.
Just start showing shit, and then you're gonna say no. You go.
I'm gonna be modest. I'm gonna be nice.
Got a head start
first, so we can complain later.
I'm gonna complain.
Why don't we let Chuck go first? He's the guest.
Yes, Mr. Chuck.
That's easy enough. Let's see. Actually, I got something weird. Well, I got something rad. I got my NorCal Sick Boy Vindicator.
What?
But I've got a fucking RDTA. I can't even remember what the fuck these things are called because Squonking killed them, but it's an RDTA from, I don't know, fucking DVL or whatever, but it's, I don't know, it's all right, whatever. It's working, so I'm using it. And it's got the Barista Pumpkin Spice. I don't even know how to operate my damn, am I in the thing here? No, fuck it, close enough. And let's see, Very Vocal Vapors, Admiral with the Warrior.
Love the Admiral.
Yeah.
And that's got, I don't know, some sort of fucking juice in it. Let's see. I think it's that one because it's a weird color. It's, I don't know, Primus, I think they call it now. It used to be Primal.
Oh, yeah.
And I got this Puvu thingamahoozy that I got from Jared the Vaping Goat.
Oh, the Mojo.
Yep.
The
Voop. And then it's got the Berserker 22, which is red. And it's got some sort of tobacco. I don't know. It's pretty good. That's it.
That's it.
Bill, because I don't think we've met.
Thank you, sir.
So, little thing about Bill, Chuck, is you know how you're kind of like a cool guy behind the scenes, and people don't realize all that you do. Well, Bill is also a little bit like that. If you ever watch Tony B's videos when he's like, check out your friend in the comments, William Cooper. If you live out internationally, that's William Cooper who does the international shipping for Tony B.
Oh, that's cool.
And
man.
I knew Bill.
I like Tony. He's cool.
Oh, sorry. Go for it.
Who, me?
Yeah.
All I said was I like Tony B. He's a nice guy.
Oh, okay.
Go.
Shit. Well, I didn't know that about Bill until we had started doing the show, even though I had talked to Bill in different big groups, and then somebody in the comments was like, oh, is that the same William Cooper? And I was like, wait, is it? Oh, I never put two and two together. All right, sorry, Bill. I interrupted your buffet.
I'm running my Devin's not here, so I can't bust his nuts, but I'm still running my naked float without my doors that I'm waiting on with my Karma. Running my what's in there? Dinner Lady, lemon tart. My Badonka Squonk with Tobino Dinner Lady Blackberry Crumble, and you know what? Let's finish the trifecta. My plug. It's got the D Pro Mini, and I'm running the new Dinner Lady Watermelon Slice that nobody can get yet. It'll be out probably this month.
I think Steve lost power.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Dark over there.
It got dark and he went silent and still. So that makes me think he might have lost power.
Aren't we on his channel? Isn't that a problem?
It's not, because he doesn't know shit about the behind the scenes stuff. So I'm doing it all. So.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, 'cause, you know, that could kind of suck.
That would have sucked. Yeah.
You know what? I'm looking at his picture. That looks really fucking creepy.
Right?
Yeah. No,
Is that dude a vampire?
Oh,
Are we on a vampire's channel?
Yeah. So here's the thing: is Chuck? We can release the secret. Chuck is a vampire hunter, and I have exposed Steve as the vampire that he is, and that's why Chuck's
he
here
got no
tonight.
color on his skin. I got more of a tan than he does, and I'm a ginger.
Oh, that's funny. All right, I guess I'll do mine, and Steve's gonna complain about going last. He shouldn't have had his power go out. That sucks. So I got the top side with the D Pro Mini, and I got Phoenix Vapor Blue Punch in there. I've got the Pulse X and or the whole kit, and I've got this Rogue Tricks mix that everybody's been talking about lately. It's pretty good. I'm not huge on anything but fruit flavors nowadays, so this is a cereal fruit profile, so I kind of like it, but still not completely my style. And then what else do I got going over here? I got the Box Mod Mafia Snitch 75C with my Karma on there, and I got Lemon Lime Twisted Sour in there. And my Box Mod Mafia Tiny version 2 with my Aora that Steve got for free and I had to pay for. And I got Raspberry Lemon Law Lemonade in there. And then what else have I been vaping on today? Oh, yeah, this guy. I got my Nova. And on top of that, I got my QP Designs Juggernaut Mini RTA. Fucking got this morning. I like it. And it looks really cool. I'm not. Uh-oh, now Chuck's got two names. It looks really cool, but
me. Hi.
It looks really cool, and I'm not like big on aesthetics normally. Like I don't really give a shit about matchy. If it happens, it happens. But I'm really liking how this looks. So dude, there's that.
Matchy, bro. That's half the reason why I even use this damn RDTA is because this little DHD chop top looks so badass on it.
It matches your hat.
I know, dude. I am matchy to the fucking millionth degree right now, and it's and I got a sticker back here somewhere that matches. There it is, sticker.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And I'm just like freezing constantly.
I got to show you something I picked up this week. Have you seen these yet?
Yeah, I got 2 boxes of those.
Dude,
yeah,
killer.
What the fuck is that?
This is Ohm Science, like specimen tubes. Dude, they're great coils. I was
they're
very
coils.
impressed.
I still was unclear on what the hell they were to begin with. I got these little bottles of urine. They're fucking rad.
Hey, don't tell anybody about my secret of staying young.
So, I guess Steve's not here. If he comes back, he can finish the other half of his buffet. But yeah,
started it really. I mean, so he had his chance.
Well, he just actually messaged back and said power's out in my neighborhood, so I'm out tonight. Apologize to everyone. So I guess he's gonna be back.
He doesn't like me.
His girlfriend's cooking garlic in the kitchen. He had to leave the house.
Steve, just so you know, you missed it. You are now a vampire, and Chuck is the vampire hunter. So watch your ass.
Steve, I'm coming.
So, Chuck, funny story. So I'm watching Fogging Out with the Batman's live stream last week. He had Mike Vapes on, and Chuck and I are working on one advocacy project together. But Chuck does like a million advocacy projects. But we're working on IQuitSmokingByVaping.com together. And so Fogging Out's talking about, oh yeah, NorCal Sick Boy hit me up about some advocacy video. And then Mike goes, oh, I talked to Phoenix Vapor about some advocacy video. Maybe it's the same thing. And I was thinking, oh, it probably is the same thing because Chuck's been helping with that project that I'm also working on.
Yeah.
But
So
then
we got all those videos. Shit.
yeah, and so I was like, okay, throw Batman on. I don't care. Cool. But apparently there's something different going on. And I saw that you have one video, maybe two now, posted.
Yeah.
Maybe,
It's just the one right now. It's the flavor that changed my life series that I'm doing. So basically, what I'm trying to get going is something positive, man. Like there's a lot of fucking negative and just jackassery going on, and everybody's so defeated because of, I don't know, for good reason. I guess we're kind of getting our asses whooped. But the whole idea behind it, well, this is actually an idea I had, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, and it's just something that never came to fruition because I didn't really have a place to put it. Because I mean, I was on Instagram or whatever, but I didn't really start doing YouTube or anything till, I don't know, a month or two ago. So I was talking to a few people about it, and Nick, I talked to Nick, Grim Green about it, and he said he was down, he thought it was cool or whatever. And then so from there, he got me in touch with a couple of people, and then I started talking to Phil, and Phil is Vapix on Instagram, and he's like, I don't know, the greatest vape photographer in the history of fucking mankind.
Yeah.
So I hit him up, and well, we talked a little bit before that, but I hit him up and I was like, hey man, I got this idea. And he was just like, bam, let's fucking do it. And that's what I needed, was just somebody to be like, right now, let's fucking do it. Because we live somewhat close, right? So it was about an hour drive to meet up or whatever. And we just met up, and he took some cool pictures like he always does, and I got to have some fun with that. And then another guy, Alter Luis on Instagram, Luis, he was there, and he really saved my ass because this fucking idiot right here, I decided to go shoot some video in the city with 2 famous vape photographers and not bring a fucking tripod or anything. And I do everything that I do on a phone. Like I don't have any fucking equipment. I don't have anything fancy. So it was lucky that he was there, because or else it would have been all like selfie style goofy, but man, it turned out real good. So now that I've got one in the books, it's all about figuring out the best way for me to do these remotely, because I'm not going to drive down to LA to do Nick's. I'm not going to fly to fucking Australia to do Sam's, I'm not going to go to Pennsylvania to do fucking Santa or Batman's. So it's like, I've been working on trying to get this kind of thing going, the Zoom thing, but it's a fucking hassle, man. But another good thing about it is I'm getting all the juice companies. So basically what it is somebody talks about the flavor that got them to know that I'm never smoking a cigarette again. I mean, that was the epiphany. It's that fucking flavor. And so if the flavor is still a thing and that company is still a company, which I'm sure I'll run into a few that aren't, I'm contacting the companies. And I've had good responses from both Suicide Bunny and Smacks. So those are the first 2 that we've had so far, and they're going to do a little thing for it too. So it should be cool, man. I'm trying to get like at least 50 people.
So
if you want, let me know. If you want, I can put in a email to the owners over at Lost Art Liquids as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, what it's got to be is it's got to be a juice that somebody brings up. You know what I mean? It's gonna all like flow together. But yeah, if somebody says, hey, fucking what's a Lost Art liquid that isn't?
Oh, everybody loves that.
That isn't the unicorn one. Fuck.
Everybody loved that strawberry one with the rabbit on it.
Right? Yeah, I can't remember the name. But if somebody says that, then yeah, cool. That'd be rad, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I talked to Tony too, and Tony said he's down to do one. So.
Oh yeah, Tony's up for anything advocacy based.
Tony's
he did ours too, or the one that I'm working on with Chuck too. So
what's up with that one?
No, man, I've just been busy as fuck. I've got it like 3/4 finished, I'd say. What my major thing right now is the PSAs that Tenacious TX and Mr. Just Right one did.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out how to incorporate those into it. I've got everybody's shit cut down, but one thing I need is, or I really want, is you to do the 4 lines. Actually, I think you're the only like main person.
I love to avoid being on camera.
Yeah, no, I do. I know. But that would be really cool. But once I get one 4-hour chunk where I don't have to do anything else, it's done. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm that close right now.
Oh no, yeah, I feel you, man. It ain't easy. Like, especially with what I mean, I've stepped away from Instagram and I'm doing this, you know, advocacy on YouTube thing, and I'm doing it like I did Instagram. I push content, man. A lot of shit. I got something every single day.
Right.
And it ain't easy, you know. Not only to come up with something different every day, but to make it cool enough that I'll post it. You know, I've probably made 6 or 7 videos that I fucking scrapped because I didn't think they were cool enough.
Yeah, I love your videos. You do cool little things. And I guess the style, you know what I'm saying? You got your own feel, I think, to it that to me kind of goes against the norm a little bit. Not necessarily. There's some other people that kind of remind me a little bit, like Grim is kind of in the same little kind of a little bit.
But he's got way better equipment.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
and I did the phone. What's really cool about Phoenix, so what was cool about me is my situation is I started
cool
doing.
About you?
Well, not about me.
Way to be humble, bro. Way to be humble. I'd love to hear that, Eric.
I meant about my situation is I was a customer at Phoenix up until a couple months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was starting to do my own thing, and they were like, "Hey, why don't you just do it for us?" And I was like, "Okay, so
Nice.
we'll pay you for what you already started to do, and you just kind of have the Phoenix brand behind you." And so I was still using my phone forever, and I had the owner had said, "Hey, send me some equipment for me to look at, and soon enough we'll buy it." And then once I started getting involved in advocacy stuff, he said, "Oh, you got involved in advocacy. Now I'll buy real equipment."
There you go.
So you know what I mean? That to me,
winner, new camera dinner.
Right. But that really shows the character
commitment
of
to fucking advocacy, which is huge for shops, man.
Yeah, totally agree.
That's another thing that I've been doing. At least once a week, I'm trying to post a video that would be good to just play in a shop.
And we play videos up on the screen here.
Yeah, a lot of shops won't play a lot of my videos because I swear a lot. There's a lot of punk rock music and shit, but at least once a week I'm putting one of those kind of just vanilla hey, run this in a loop. It's got a lot of fucking facts, you know.
Yeah. Yep, and that's important because 90% of the people who come into a shop aren't going to know advocacy at all. When I went on Vaping with Ken show with Travis a few weeks back, that's one of the things we talked about is as simple as hanging out at your shop and talking to other people, because a lot of times at the shop the employees don't know what's going on. So talk to the employees, but also hang out and talk to other people and say, look, did you know this is going on right now? Did you know that juice you just bought you might not be able to buy in a couple months?
Absolutely. And it all goes back to something my friend Eric did a couple of years ago, and everybody knows it. Everybody's seen it. He sat out in front of a sign when they made the law that you can't talk about certain things and you can't put builds and shit. And he sat out in front of a shop with a sign. It's an iconic image now.
Right. Yeah.
But the idea is the same. Don't be intrusive. Don't get in the shop's way. But try and be helpful. Just go there and see if you can talk to somebody. It's not hard. It's fun.
When that first happened and they started banning all the builds and stuff like that, I had my the guy who owned my vape shop. I sat off to the side and I put a little sign that said information booth. And basically I had my coil kit and I used to build for everybody. And I did it for free. I didn't work for the shop. Mm-hmm. We actually had people ask him, and they're like, wait a second, there's a guy over there doing builds. And the guy even work for me. He just hangs out and does this for free.
Right.
So I would sit there and build people's RDAs for them and RDTAs and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's awesome. And I being where I am, I'm in the Bay Area, and there's a lot of shops around here, man. So
right.
I try and get out a lot or whatever, and it's kind of weird, it's the same idea as what happened at ECC, after the whole thing happened with my Instagram and I had to switch, and then people started kind of getting real interested or whatever. I walk into some shops and they fucking recognize me. It's so fucking weird, man. It's so uncomfortable. Like I was at ECC with people wanting to take pictures with me. I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Why? I'm a jackass on Instagram, man. But I guess that's what comes with making videos where I put myself in them. I guess.
See, I'm on the other end of that. People hear that, they find out at the vape shop that I'm the guy who does international shipping for Tony, and the first thing they ask me is, "Hey, can you get me some free stuff too?" And I was like, "I don't get anything for free."
Right?
I was like, Tony sends me a gift box every. It's great. I have no problem, but I don't sit there and get free shit just like he does. Hence why my video review channel only has 63 followers.
So real quick, I just want to shout some people up, popping up in chat. Daniel Daly, what's up, buddy? Danny Castle, DBS.
Danny Castle.
Yep.
Castle.
DBS Squonks, and he actually made sorry, I lost my voice from a hockey game this weekend, but DBS Squonk said, fuck, some shops here have GMs that stand out front smoking cigarettes, so we should talk about that in a second.
Oh, yeah, I remember that from, I can get into that.
Bill Cooper Jr. is in the building. And then...
Is that a coincidence or no?
No,
that's my son.
Fantastic. Family that vapes together stays together.
Yep. And then Daniel Daly said vape famous. I think he's talking about Chuck. So
vape famous? What? Yeah, that was in my live video. Last week. I thought it was really funny. Hella vape famous, though. Yeah.
One thing you said, I believe it was when you were doing the thing with Jared, when Jared was kind of doing a little update live stream after douchebag McDoucherson was up on TV being all hypocritical and shit.
Scotty Too Hottie spreading that love.
Scotty Too Hottie. That's who your mama wants you bringing home.
Right.
So you said something that totally I don't know why I had never heard anybody else say it, but to me it made so much sense. And then I brought it up on our last live stream. Was you said that we're kind of we definitely as a community, as an industry, we have to blame ourselves a little bit for the position we're in, or a lot of it, depending how you look at it. I was hoping you would elaborate, because I think I've been in politics for a long time, but not vape politics, not vape advocacy. So I think you would have much more insight, and Bill, who's been making mods since they were flashlights, or using mods since they were flashlights.
Oh yeah.
I'm interested in hearing what you mean by that. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that was actually more Jared.
That I've said.
Yeah, that was more Jared, about more we need to be on the industry more. But I agree with him wholeheartedly. And I think maybe what I said was something along the lines of they asked us nicely several years ago, and then they told us a couple years ago, and then they were pretty forceful last year, and now they're kicking down our door, and we're wondering, well, what? Why? What did we ever do?
Yeah.
They fucking told us. It ain't a goddamn big surprise that this shit's happening. If anybody's paying attention here, this shit's been writing on the wall for years. I mean,
and it's exactly what I told Eric last week is, if the vapors would stop waiting until there's 3 days to fucking sign the petition, get on it right away as soon as it's released.
What confuses me, and I've
24 hours left.
I think generally there's more reviewers who do speak about it than those who don't. But what confuses me
now.
Right, especially now in the last, I've noticed, there's definitely been an upward trend recently where it's become more and more.
Whether they've been shamed into it or doing it on their own.
I want to say one thing about the reviewers. I want to say one thing about reviewers. Waits till the last 10 seconds of their video to throw their advocacy plugs out. No offense. I've talked to people at my vape shop, and they're like, yeah, I watched this guy. Oh, yeah, I click off right before he goes into all the advocacy spiel.
Yeah, that's why.
At the end of the video.
That's why I love Sam, because it's the first thing he fucking talks about every goddamn time.
Yep. Yeah, get that shit out there right away. You know,
if you want to learn about this fucking rinky-dink shit right here, well, you're going to listen to some advocacy first.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Pay to play.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's a, you know what? I'm guilty of that.
You're an asshole,
myself.
Eric. I hate you.
Oh man. I also broke the sign rule.
Oh, so, God damn it, Eric, with your fucking picture. Jesus Christ. I made a video explaining how simple this fucking shit was, and he wants to go all fucking Vincent Van Gogh fucking Ansel Adams on his goddamn I quit sign. Come on, Eric.
So I'm like in this thing, you know, Jennifer Berger Coleman is really who got the sign thing going, but the I Quit Smoking by Vaping guys, all of us were like really pushing people as well to get them out. And Chuck's like the one who made the fucking video with the rules, and I hadn't watched it yet. And so I posted my picture, and I'm like blowing a fat cloud, and I got my I Quit Smoking by Vaping. I forgot what even the name of it is
37,
right now.
37 fucking filters all over the top of that sumbitch.
And everybody in the chat starts chastising me. We have this little like work group messenger thing, and everybody's like, "Oh, look at Eric fucking up, breaking all the rules." And I'm like, "What rules did I break?" And then someone posts the link to Chuck's video, and I'm watching it. I'm like, "Oh, I did that. Oh, I did that. Oh, I did that. I did everything he said not to do."
Right, and it was funny, dude. As soon as Jennifer or JBC put that out, about 5 minutes later, I got a phone call from her, and she's like, "They're making them look stupid. What do I do? What do I do?"
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm like, wait, hold on. So like, I was in my car, and I did like a quick little video, and I'm like, "Listen, don't do the sign thing. Just wait on the sign thing. I'm gonna do a video explaining the sign thing." And then like, I thought about that in my head as I was driving back, and then I got back home, and I'm like, I can't believe I have to make a fucking video for this.
That is just
Eric,
and then the rules on the back side of the sign, so when they're holding it up, they got the rules in front of them.
And then Eric immediately fucked it up.
The vaping politician was very unpolitically correct.
Absolutely. No, but it was. I mean, it was more of a fun thing, you know. Whatever. Right. You know, it's no big deal that people. You know, the thing that drove me crazy about it wasn't necessarily the people that were, you know, they wanted to make their thing look cool. I understand that. I like to make things cool myself. And not everybody saw my video. That's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what really pissed me off was when, you know, myself, Jen, Nick, Stefan from NBS, everybody put it out there. Do not use this hashtag.
Right.
Unless it's of the picture holding the sign. There's a reason. There's an end game to all this. And fucking still to this day, people are putting hand checks and pictures of their dog with fucking vape coming out of their ears with fucking the hashtag adults like flavors.
Yeah.
Remember? And it's like, dude, just follow directions for once in your life, you fucking dirtbags.
I remember early on when we first started.
How you really feel.
So Eric knows that I don't really have much of a filter.
That's my problem too. I'm from Jersey. That filter doesn't work all the time.
There you go.
Well, I remember too is like right after we started the I Quit Smoking by Vaping hashtag, and I was putting the website up, and I was trying to go grab, like, there's this thing you download where it downloads all the photos from a hashtag. And so I started downloading the photos, and I'm going through them, and I'm like, fucking 50% of these have nothing to do with what the hashtag is supposed to be. I mean, 50% is high. It was probably more like 25%. But I mean,
more like 48%.
We're talking fucking well-known companies using the hashtag, the advocacy hashtags to promote their products.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that oh my god, that drives me fucking crazy.
And to me, I think like I honestly believe some of it could be good intentioned, like they're trying to support it, but they don't see.
No, I think most of it was
right.
They're just ignorant to like what the actual point of the whole thing is.
Right.
You know, but you can't really blame them that much because it's fucking social media. Everything's got a hashtag. There's no rules for hashtags. Well, sorry, folks. There's some rules for these hashtags. I mean, it's kind of hard to spring that on people when they're just so used to hashtag bubblegum, hashtag balls and shaft. I don't know, whatever the fuck hashtag.
Is it?
But it's,
hashtag
you know, and it's like
hashtag vape life. Hashtag
you know, like right? And it's like you can't get too hard on them. But you know what was cool about the I quit smoking by vaping thing, as opposed to the sign thing, because the sign thing was supposed to be very straight laced, right? Supposed to just do your thing. But the I quit smoking by vaping thing, that was like carte blanche. Do what you want, have fun with it, right? As far as I mean, because those are the pictures that I saw.
Right.
And so it was kind of like having the other side of the coin. If you want to fucking go crazy with this, not with that.
Right. That was the point. That was what we were kind of going for.
Exactly. Is that what it was? See,
yeah.
I caught on eventually.
Yeah. we didn't want people looking like completely stupid. We didn't want them like
oh yeah.
You know, sitting there with trying to promote products, but if they wanted to blow a little cloud or hold their mod up while they're doing it, that was cool. And that was supposed to be an alternative. Like if you want,
no, because then it turns into a fucking cloud comp.
Doesn't it always?
Oh, yeah, this is true.
But it was definitely supposed to be sort of an alternative. We were just throwing shit out there, and
right.
It's amazing too that people like Chuck and JBC and Stefan, or is it Stefan or Stefan?
You can go either way with it.
Either way, like and even Greg Connolly gets lots of love. A lot of people know who he is.
Yeah,
but
he goes on TV and shit, and he's real pretty.
He is real pretty, you know. But it's amazing to me because it's such a thankless position, and I'm learning that real fucking quick, right? Like, and politics is kind of like that, but I still, in the kind of regular political world, I still get lots of, you know, recognition and get to talk in front of thousands of people. And you guys are, in a sense, influencing and reaching thousands of people and protecting something for millions of people, and it's so thankless. And so I just what keeps you going when like you got all this shit going on, you're way behind on all these projects you want to get done.
I know, right? No, it's not easy, man. And seriously, there's been plenty of times where I've just been like, fuck this is stupid. What am I, you know what I mean? And it's like, it usually takes something like talking to Eric, you know, Vinyl and Vapor. Yeah. He's talked to me twice where I've just been like, man, I got real shit in my fucking life, and I'm spending hours and hours trying to fucking support an industry that I'm not even a fucking part of, honestly, just because I understand the benefits of vaping, and I can't stomach the thought of it going away due to bureaucracy and bullshit. You know what I mean? And you know, stuff like that. And you know, and it's not, and something like this, right? I don't know if my fucking camera's ever gonna work. Okay, something like this.
Yeah.
This was given to me by Danny Castle. Okay. And I'm not real big. It was hard for him to do it. Honestly, it was hard for he had to pull some strings to find me to give it to me, because I'm not interested in people sending me shit.
Oh, and I know that. I tried to send you something once, and you basically told me to fuck off.
That's exactly what I told you. I still love you, but that's what I tell everybody, right?
Yeah.
But something like this that I got this the 2 days after my father-in-law went into surgery to have part of his intestines and colon removed because of cancer. And I was not a happy camper for that whole week. And I was not really interested in doing any of this shit either.
Right. I wouldn't blame you, man.
It wasn't necessarily what it is. It was the fact that somebody went out of their way to show how much they appreciate what I do that got me to say, you know what? There's a reason for this shit. People are starting to listen, and I don't want to let them down. So that's why I keep doing it.
I agree. It's, you know what? It's inspiration is one thing, but having the motivation, that's totally different.
Absolutely. I've gotten off cigarettes. My mother's gotten off cigarettes. My father's gotten off cigarettes, all because of vaping.
But that's why I do what I do, and I try and inform everybody I can, because honestly, I know me. And if you wiped out vaping today, I guarantee you by the end of the week, I'll have a cigarette in my hand.
Yeah, I think I've gotten past there at this point, but you never can be too short. You know, say something traumatic like that happens again. I'm more than fucking able to go off the deep end. It's something that happens, whatever. And if I go off the fucking deep end because of something traumatic, and I say I get drunk, which I don't really drink that much anymore, I could see myself if I didn't have vaping going back to a cigarette.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know.
No, I
don't need it. Yeah.
I work in pediatric orthopedics. I deal with sick, broken kids all the time.
There you go.
That's my one thing is I get out, I get my little hit of nicotine every so often. That's what keeps me sane. Because dealing with screaming kids all day sucks.
Tell me about it. I got 3 of them running around this fucking house somewhere.
They got mine are grown. I'm done.
Yeah. So, you know, I've been a vapor I've been vaping. The first time I got a vape was 4.5 years ago, but I've been vaping pretty steady for about 2.5 years now. And, you know, it was really hard for me to quit cigarettes. I was in ICU with a collapsed lung, literally was on my deathbed. My lung was not reinflating. They thought it may not reinflate, and that would have been an issue because I would have either been with a machine inflating my lung or
iron lung,
or would not have made it. And miraculously, about 3 days later than normal, my lung decided to reinflate. So,
nice.
And I still didn't quit smoking after that.
Dumbass.
Yeah. And well, I shouldn't say I didn't because I mostly did, but I mean, I was using patches and gum and Chantix, but I'd still like have a cigarette every once in a while. And that just was not okay. Like one cigarette every once in a while with a former collapsed lung.
Yeah, you have deep trauma in your fucking respiratory system. It's probably not the best bet.
Right. And even vaping, like I've come to the realization, my doctors have told me, and I know they're kind of anti-vaping anyway, but, you know, I basically have 1.5 lungs. And so at some point I probably am going to have to stop vaping too. It is what it is.
Yeah, I could completely understand that. I mean, especially if you've gotten to the point now where it's more of the hobbyist aspect like it is with me. Yeah. And you have something like that going on. You know, the idea behind vaping to me and to most everybody else is 2 words: harm reduction.
Yep.
Okay. So harm reduction does not mean 0 harm. So exactly. if you have a fucking collapsed lung, I would suggest trying to maybe, you know, not put anything in your lungs other than fresh mountain air.
Right. Yep.
You know what I mean? But like, you know, what can you do?
Yep. Well, and at this point, I'm basically doing it until I completely feel like I would not pick up a cigarette.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have to be certain of that first,
yep.
You know, it can't be like, oh, maybe because if you say you do that and you get rid of all your vape shit and you're just like, all right, I'm doing pretty good, and then that one thing happens, I guarantee it's a lot easier for you. I guarantee you it's a lot fucking easier for you to find a cigarette than it is to go find a vape shop.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and see, but that's the driving reason for me, because when I say vaping saved my life, like I mean it quite literal, because I don't know that I would have stopped. And people go, what? You had the risk of your lung collapsing again and you couldn't stop smoking cigarettes? What do you mean? Well, I had my first cigarette when I was 8 years old. My lung collapsed when I was 27.
Seriously.
So that was 20 years of smoking. It was literally with me while I was becoming an adult, while I was shaping from a child to a man. I was already smoking cigarettes. And I mean, I didn't become a heavy smoker until I was 17, but I was, you know, I was having at least 3-4 cigarettes a day up until middle school. And then it was like half a pack a day through high school. And then it was 2 packs a day at some point in my early 20s. So
I'll tell you what, with all the years I have in the medical profession, I'm going to tell you right now, and it's no joke, I've seen people kick heroin easier than most people kick cigarettes.
Oh, no.
Well, I kicked opiates easier than I kicked cigarettes.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it myself. I got lots of friends that have lots of issues with drugs, and a lot of them are off of drugs, but they still smoke cigarettes.
Yep.
Yeah,
and they don't fucking want to. You know.
Yeah, I had one of my friends was in a bad way, and the doctor told him, "You need to quit everything." That boy dropped methadone before he dropped cigarettes. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, it's crazy.
I was like, but he was like, "No." He goes, "It was a lot easier to kick the methadone than it was to kick cigarettes."
Yeah,
and he vapes now, so
that's good.
You know, go figure.
Well, and that's why we have to protect this, right? Because it does still do harm, but 95% less harm is a big fucking difference. So
I'll take that all day.
yes, we are still doing. It is still not as ideal of a situation as it would be if we never smoked cigarettes, and that's what I tell my son. My son goes, why do you vape? You know what I mean? This past weekend, he's asking me.
Because I want to. Shut the fuck up and go to
do your homework.
Well, he's just a curious, he's 12. He's at that age where he's still kind of sweet and innocent a little bit, but he's becoming a curious teenager. And I explained to him, you will never vape because you will never smoke a cigarette or I'll slap you. But
that's another thing. You got to, I mean, I've always been huge on, if you've never had a cigarette, don't ever fucking vape.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, what the fuck? It's not cool.
Right.
I mean, I know they try and portray it to be cool or whatever, but this is a serious fucking thing. This is for adults to use to save their lives. This isn't for fucking, like we were talking about. I have no problem with fucking cloud comps and tricks and shit. That shit's fun, fine, whatever. But I could give two shits if that shit fell off the planet tomorrow. All I care about is people like my parents that fucking smoked for 50-something years and have now stopped because of vaping, and that put years on their life that they're going to be able to hang out with my kids.
Yep. Same with my mom, man. Same with my mom. Same thing. Yep. And, I kind of look at this whole situation right now, and I know a lot of people do parallels, like compare it to other things, but I do see a similar parallel. There's a product called Suboxone, and the reason why I think that it's very similar, and I think Bill might have a different opinion than me with the way he just
he just threw up in his mouth when you said that.
Yeah, but Suboxone is basically used for drug replacement therapy. It's harm reduction. It is something that I was on for 2.5 years. It is used for people who are coming off of opiates, and so I've been off of it for about 4 years now, completely off of any kind of anything, and six years off of opiates. But so the FDA Big Pharma was getting pissed, like, oh, well, this one company is going to make all this money, and all these other companies that were getting all this money off of the painkillers people were getting, oh, that's going to go away. And the FDA made it very hard and added all these extra rules for doctors to be able to prescribe the Suboxone. And so no doctor would do it. And I had to drive like 3 hours north to get once a week to get my Suboxone.
Oh yeah, I've heard stories, very similar stories.
And now it's very mainstream. Mm-hmm. It's become way more mainstream. Methadone has always been sort of mainstream, but not that mainstream. Suboxone, I think, is way more mainstream right now than methadone ever was.
Methadone's a lot worse. Methadone's actually harder to kick than heroin itself. And as far as the Suboxone, I have no problem with it. I like it when it works. But the problem is too many doctors, this is my issue, and it's FDA related, it's doctor related. Too many doctors are like, you know what? They're glorified drug dealers. Yeah. And they write you the script, they kick you out the door. They don't monitor, because my issue is when Suboxone works, if you monitor that patient and you pay attention to what's going on with them, it'll work.
Yeah.
But if it goes south like fucking hell in a handbasket on a fucking oil slick ramp.
Agreed.
Because it goes downhill fast.
Because it has naloxone in it too. So then they're doing way more opiates than they should. But anyway, that's a different topic for a different day. But I was bringing it up because the FDA tried to make it go away.
Agreed.
But all these studies showed that along with counseling, it was like 80% effective of getting people off of opiates. When you combined counseling with Suboxone, it was the highest numbers they'd ever seen. Yeah. And so they had to eventually give in. They had to eventually admit this works. This is getting people off of opiates. And now and that's happened since I went from someone who is receiving treatment to someone who's helping provide treatment. I've seen it in that short amount of time.
That's something that should give people some hope,
right?
Because the fact of the matter is we have all the science on our side.
Yep.
And we just need to have somebody listen to it, somebody that matters, and not just listen to it, because it's strange to me to see people online or on Twitter write things to Scott Gottlieb trying to explain to him how vaping is harm reduction. Scott Gottlieb is a fucking doctor.
Yeah.
Scott Gottlieb is well aware of the 95% number. He's well aware of all the benefits. He doesn't fucking care.
Yes, knowing about it and giving a shit are two totally different things.
Know, that's the issue. Is we need to find somebody that cares.
Right. I thought about, man, because I got a few connections to, Bernie Sanders. I worked on his campaign. I thought about trying to get Bernie to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
And that's
burn that motherfucker. He'll get down.
Yeah, and that's what I mean is like people need to think outside the box. Like Thesis and I are going to be doing a song together because one of my many hidden talents is I'm a pretty decent musician. And
I used to be a musician.
Yeah, see, and I think we should get a whole bunch of people to do advocacy songs. So
I can't play anymore.
Yeah. Well, Thesis and I, the one we're doing is, if you've seen that, there's Joyner Lucas, this song called I'm Not Racist, where the black dude and the white dude are talking to each other about their stereotypes and all that. Well, we're going to be, Thesis and I are going to be the FDA versus the vapor versus the advocate.
Right on.
So it's going to be cool. Anyway, the point is people need to, I like when we see thinking outside the box, like you with your flavor thing right now. To me, that's thinking a little bit outside the box, because that's not necessarily something you'd think of right away when you think of advocacy, but you're showing the emotional side. And that's what people...
I want to get people... The reason why I'm doing them all on video, too, and where I'm talking to them, is because I want to get some sort of visceral reaction from what I'm saying and be able to see it when they talk. Because I don't know if you guys have seen it, but if you watch the video with Phil...
I saw the Phil one, yeah.
Yeah, so... You could tell from when we started, we were playing grab ass and having fun like we do. But then when he started talking about it, you could see it clicked in his head, and he felt that feeling again of when he did realize that. And he got real, like, you could tell he was being nostalgic, and that's the reaction that I want to see. You know what I mean? And I think that getting, more than a single image can do, a video of someone explaining the sign. So it's kind of like the sign thing,
right?
But just more human and more, actual visceral reaction to it, and that's the goal, really. And then, I've got a plan for it all at the end too, which should be pretty rad if it all comes to fruition. But I'm not going to get into it in case it doesn't. So.
Bill, I've been kind of talking a lot, so I didn't know if you want to throw anything in, ask Chuck anything.
Here's my thing. Honestly, I've been sitting on the side just listening because I don't know Chuck, and I've been listening to you guys because you're talking about videos that I haven't seen. I didn't even know about.
Well, speaking of which, Chuck, where can Bill go see these said videos?
There you go.
Pretty sure I got a YouTube somewhere.
Yeah. How do people
Under
find
NorCal
it?
Sick Boy.
Probably something like that. Can you tell that I'm real good at plugging shit on shows? Every time somebody asks me, I'm like, I don't know. It's on YouTube. Look for it. but no. Actually, what kind of pisses me off about the channel is that I kind of started it right when the shit happened and I had to change my name, right?
Your mic went down a little bit, just so you know, Chuck.
So what I
there you go. There you go.
The thing would happen. But yeah, when that happened, I had to change my name on Instagram, and then so I started the page basically with the advocate, educate, decimate.
Okay.
And then so that's what the name of the channel is. But I think if you search NorCal Sick Boy, it still comes up. I'm not sure. I've never actually searched my own channel, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of a shit show, and they won't let me change it back to NorCal Sick Boy for like 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Ridiculous. I don't understand why, but anyway, but it is what it is, and I do daily content. So I mean, there's always, and plus I transferred all my old Instagram videos onto there too. So there's literally like 3 hours worth of fucking content on there.
Oh, there you go.
I just posted the link in chat, so people got it now. Philly asked, where'd you come from? What do you mean, where'd he come from? Where'd he come from, Philly?
His mama.
Right? Out that vajayjay. Yeah, boy.
Oh my gosh.
Where am I from, or is that not an actual question?
What's your vaping origin? How's that? When did you start vaping? How?
Oh, he said, where did the name come from? How'd you get the name?
Oh, NorCal Sick Boy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's easy. So I live in Northern California, and that's kind of a thing. You just call it NorCal. It's a thing here, just like people in LA say SoCal or whatever. And my favorite band ever of all time is Social Distortion.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a song called Sick Boy, or Sick Boys, but so I just kind of put them together. And I started my Instagram, I don't know, not that long. I didn't even know Instagram was a thing 2 years ago, honestly. So when I started it, I didn't really think anything about it, and then it started kind of taking off a little bit. So, but whatever. It's just I like the name. It's all right. It's better than the other one.
Didn't you work for a vape company for a while?
Yeah, I was with Squid Industries for a while. I was the head of warranty and repair.
That's what I thought. Yeah, and then
well, because I was in the Army, about straight out of high school. Well, they threw me out of high school, but I took my test like halfway through my junior year, and then about a month after I was 18, I was at Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Woo.
And then I don't know, spent a couple years doing that, and then I got hurt, and then I got home, and I was a fucking dirtbag for about 5 or 6 years.
I did that.
And then I met my wife, who we've been together, I don't know, 13 fucking years now, something like that. And we started shitting out kids, and then eventually it got to the point where I couldn't play with them. I'm a pretty big guy, but I was about like 285 pounds, and I couldn't fucking play with my kids because I was smoking damn near 2 packs a day. And I was like, man, fuck this. And I started using the just whatever Cigalikes or whatever for about, I don't know, maybe 5-6 years ago, something like that. And then I was, off and on with that. And I had a little clone 22 mech mod piece of shit that felt like a pipe bomb. And I enjoyed playing with that for a little while. And then I finally wound up finding a shop that was an actual shop, and learned about coil making and the hobbyist side of it, and that's what hooked me, because I was 52 Delta, which is power generator equipment repair in the Army, and so I'm basically an electrician, kind of. But since after that, I went on to other stuff. But so the idea of building coils and how everything works, and electricity's fun. So I got into it like that, and I don't even remember how I really got on with Squid. I think I saw their page on Instagram, and I thought the double barrel looked cool, so I got a hold of Eric, and we just immediately clicked. Eric Bus, yeah. And I don't know, I was in the group for a little while, and then he realized obviously that I could fix the mods. That's not a problem. So I started kind of just doing that, and then it started kind of be like an official thing, and then we started doing some of the shows together. I went to a few of the, shows with Squid. Me and Eric would go travel, and it was cool, man. It was a fun experience.
Well, I wish that it wasn't 6:57. The hour always goes by so quick.
That was it. What? That was an hour?
Yeah.
3 minutes to 10.
And I know Chuck's got to get going, and so do I, because the shop's going to close behind me. But
you're going to lock your ass in there, or what?
Yeah, basically. So
hey, that's time and a half, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Clean the shop while you're in there.
Now Dave, the manager, is probably going to come tell me that. Thanks, Bill.
I get a cut of your pay then.
Right.
Who wants to start sign-offs?
Bill does.
Bye, everybody. Wander over to my channel, Cooper's Vaping View. Give me a follow. Subscribe. I could use a couple more, about 40 more, and that's about it. I'll let you guys take it from there.
You got one for me. What is it called? Cooper's
Vaping View.
I was serious. I didn't hear what he said. Cooper's what?
Vaping View. Cooper's
Vaping. I'll go some bread now.
And we'll let Chuck go last, because he's the sick boy in here, huh? So, yep.
Sick.
You can find me at youtube.com/Phoenix Vapor. Please also remember to check out iQuitSmokingByVaping.com. There is what's called a thunderclap up there now, and basically yeah, so did I. Basically what we do. Basically what that is you guys authorize for one post for us to use it to spam Trump, and as many people that sign up is as many people that will spam Trump all at once with the same message that basically says that vaping is important to us and we vote. So that's about it for me. And Chuck, go ahead.
Rock and roll. So I've been steadily telling people don't follow me on Instagram, sub me on YouTube, because that's where you're going to get content. If you like promotion, go to Instagram. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to point you in the direction of my fucking YouTube, which I still don't know what the name. What is it again? Eric, help me. It
is the advocate_educate_decimate NorCal sick boy.
What a fucking mouthful. What kind of moron does that for a fucking name?
Well, you got more subscribers than I do, so.
But no, hey, no, I actually, I was always never that interested in getting followers on Instagram, but I am interested in getting subs on YouTube, because I feel like I'm doing something that nobody else is doing, and it's something that needs to be done, or else I wouldn't fucking care as much as I do. So go give it a sub, check it out.
We appreciate it. Yeah, and everybody go subscribe. There's a lot of people who touch on advocacy, but that's what Chuck does. So please show some love and tell your local shop to play his videos, because that'll reach more people, and that's very important. Apologize that Steve lost his power. That's actually a lie.
Vampire went back in his coffin. I'm gonna get that motherfucker.
He's a vampire, and Chuck is the vampire slayer. So you probably won't see Steve next week unless
got some wood for you.
Anyway, real quick, we were messing with him because Mike Vapes has his imaginary friend Steve, and so Bill and I were telling him.
Is that Steve?
Yeah, that's what we started doing. We started telling him, Mike Vapes keeps talking about you, man. And I want to tell Mike.
Behind the mic.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, everybody. Thanks for watching.